I extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished participants who are joining us today for Kanoon Ki Pathshala Series 23. This is a national academic initiative which is committed to strengthening medical legal awareness and empowering healthcare professionals all across India. This unique program is conducted every month with participation from different states, and today we are delighted to share that Punjab is taking the lead for this month's edition. We congratulate and appreciate the Punjab team, especially Dr. Rimi Singla, for organizing and hosting this important session. We hope today's session will provide meaningful insights, practical perspectives, and constructive dialogue to help us all strengthen ethical and lawful practice in women's health. So, once again, a heartfelt welcome to all of us and to each one of you. And with this, I would like to hand over the mic to the coordinator of the Punjab chapter, Dr. Rimi Singla, who will take the program forward and introduce our founder, Dr. Ragini Agrawal, Dr. Shardajan Madam, and the chairpersons, experts, and speakers. Over to you, Dr. Rimi Singla.
Hanji, good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Sharda ma'am, who has given us an opportunity to host this beautiful webinar on ethics and law. And I would like to welcome our President NIGF, Dr. Agni ma'am. She's very close to me, and I always owe her for every effort. And Dr. Shakuntala, I think I know her since ages, and we always met on webinars and conferences. And today, and Dr. Sangeeta ma'am, I think we have talked on phone a lot. And thank you so much for hosting us this beautiful, like on Kanoon Ki Pathshala. And today we have a beautiful speaker among us, Dr. Nimal Bhasin. She is a past chairperson at Research Chandigarh chapter, and she's going to speak on the, especially on the ART laws, like what is coming new in the laws, and especially for the surrogacy and the ART clinics, level 1, level 2, like what should be done and what not, and what needs to inspect in the, and she's a like inspection, she's in the among the inspection team for Punjab, I mean for Punjab district. And I would like to welcome our experts for the session. First of all, Dr. Navneet Thakkar, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. Dr. Navneet Thakkar, presently she is a HOD of Government Medical College 32 and a very, very close and dear friend, and always ready for everything. I think we can speak to her for everything. Ma'am, ye problem aa rahi hai, kya kare? And the rest of the our experts, Dr. Vineet Nagpal, I think she's joining. She's busy in some emergency. And rest of Dr. Bidhi ma'am, I think she's not available today. She has gone to US for some work, but she told me कि ma'am मुझे time मिला तो I'll join. And rest of the panelists, I think Dr. Kamna Nakal, she'll join soon. I think we are going to start with our session. I welcome Dr. Nirmal Bhasin. Yeah, you please put up, I mean, you can share your screen, Dr. Nirmal.
Meanwhile, Dr. Rimi, I'll request Madam Jain to say a few words and start the program with her great comments. Dr. Shada Jain, ma'am.
मैम ऑडियो नहीं आ रही है आपकी, मैम ऑडियो नहीं आ रही है।
एक मिनट, स्क्रीन
शेयर कर रही हूँ, एक सेकंड। Is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
मैम
स्लाइड शो,
स्लाइड शो पे जा रही है।
हाँ जी।
Madam Jain, we were requesting you to give your comments to start the program.
Dr. Shada ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am. First you speak. Namaste.
Namaste and warm welcome from Chandigarh.
Ma'am,
हो गया ma'am. Welcome ma'am. Thank you so much for joining.
आवाज नहीं आ रही मैम आपकी।
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
मुझे लगता है लैपटॉप का ऑडियो ना हो
हाँ,
प्रॉब्लम।
लैपटॉप ऑडियो का प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है।
हाँ, लैपटॉप में भी हो जाता है, कई बार ऑडियो बंद हो जाती
Anyways, then I'll request Dr. Nirmal Bhasin to start the talk.
No, just a word of wisdom from Dr. Ragini Agrawal before we
Yes,
start.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
है।
yeah.
Yes, bye.
Thank you so much. Very good evening to one and all. And this Kanoon ki Pathshala, I don't think anything is better than this Kanoon ki Pathshala, because everything we can read, but something like medical legal is a necessity for all of us. So I will not take much time, and we are here to listen our speaker. So thank you so much. And Dr. Nirmal and Punjab, very, very welcome to the fold of the NIGF. And please start your deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ragni ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to Kanoon Ki Pathshala for giving us this platform. And I'm very happy to be a part of this topic, ART and Surrogacy Act. So I'll start my presentation. And basically, what I feel that when the medical fraternity or our medical team came into becoming like the patient became a consumer and our services became the part of the Consumer Protection Act, that's when things changed between the patient and the doctor. And that's when the legal team became very strong. And now we all need to be hand in glove with the legal teams, because it's difficult to work just being a doctor. It's not possible anymore. So because there are so many cases coming up when patients file cases on doctors, and when ART and surrogacy comes into the picture, the first step was that surrogacy should be taken into, it should be regulated. So since surrogacy was to be regulated, and there were many times the questions were put into the Lok Sabha, and always the same thing came up, that if surrogacy has to be regulated, first we have to regulate the ART, because surrogacy comes under the ART procedures. And of course, to avoid commercialization, exploitation of surrogates. But in my personal experience, I feel that surrogates, when we have been doing surrogacy even before the law, we have never encountered or faced any surrogate who has said that she has been exploited. In fact, their lives have been made. They were paid so well by the patient. They could educate their children, they could build a house, they could have a livelihood. But you're right, of course, the law was always there and the guidelines were there, and we were waiting for the law. And we are happy and we welcome the law, because a lot has become regulated and it has become easy, a difficult journey though, but easy in the sense that everyone's interests are protected. The doctor is protected, the patient is protected, the surrogate is protected under this law. And I would just like to start by the basic ART steps, what all is required under the Act. So what are the frequently asked questions? What is this law about? Why this has come into place? When, how, and who can run an IVF center, or who is to qualified to be in the to run an IVF center? Why, like I just said, to regulate ART clinics, eliminate commercial exploitation, ensure ethical practices, and protect the rights of the surrogate mothers. What changed after this law? After the 2021 Act in December, 25th December 2021, which was implemented on 25th Jan 2022, all centers were to be registered separately. It became mandatory to register every center as level 1, level 2, surrogacy clinic, and ART bank. So if you want to run a level 1 center, you have to still register. So the restrictions on age bar was the second change, that for ART services, a patient can just avail ART services if a female is between 21 to 50, male between 25 to 55 years, ovum donor between 23 to 35 years, sperm donor 21 to 55 years, Surrogacy intending couple female 23 to 50 and male 26 to 55 for an intending couple who's availing surrogacy. Intending woman, single woman between 35 to 45 years, provided she's a divorcee or a widow, and a surrogate can be a surrogate only if she's between the age bracket of 25 to 35 years. Then there are restrictions on his citizenship status. It is denied to even to LGBTQ community and live-in partners and partners, single males, sorry. OCI and NRI have to take approval from Ministry of Home Affairs for surrogacy. Foreign nationals are not allowed. And commercialization of third-party reproduction is totally banned. All donor cases to be routed through ART banks. A clinic cannot just take a donor like earlier and do the case by itself. They have to route the donor through an ART bank. And one positive side here is that a doctor can run an ART bank. So if your center is a level 2 or a surrogacy clinic, you can have an ART bank within the premises, but as a separate entity. Say for example, your center is named under one name, but if the ART bank is there, it should have a separate entity, separate name and separate staff, separate bank account, GST number for an ART bank is mandatory. Anonymity of donors not required, but confidentiality to be maintained. Earlier, it was total anonymity, but now, yes, that term has changed to confidentiality, and stricter punishments and heavy penalties to defaulters. Levels of ART clinic. What are levels of ART clinic? Level 1 ART clinic, where preliminary investigations are carried out. Just a second. And sorry. For infertile patients, diagnosis is done for the patient, cause of infertility, and only IUI is carried out as a part of treatment. In level 2 ART clinics, in addition to level 1 services, IVF, ICSI, PGS can be carried out. So level 2 does not have to register separately as level 1. It is automatically included in level 2. Surrogacy clinics only when level 2 is separately registered under Surrogacy Act. It can carry out procedures for surrogacy. So a level 2 cannot do surrogacy without registering separately as a surrogacy clinic. ART banks, as I said, can function from same premises but under a different unit. And what are the qualifications of a gynecologist for level 1 and level 2 ART clinic and surrogacy? For level 1, a gynecologist should be a medical postgraduate in gynecology, trained in basic semen preparation techniques. And for level 2, a medical postgraduate in gynecology and obstetrics with record of performing 50 oocyte retrievals under supervision of an ART specialist, and 3 years training in a registered ART center, super specialist DM, fellowship in reproductive medicine, with experience of at least 3 years in reproductive medicine. So basically, even if you are an MD Gynae and you have not done your fellowship, you have to show that you have done 50 pickups. For a person who has done fellowship in reproductive medicine, 3 years experience is mandatory, but pickups, if you don't have a logbook, you have not shown the pickups, it's okay. But you have to have an experience of 3 years. When can you start an IVF clinic? Only when you apply for registration and get an approval. Every application for registration is accompanied by an application fee of 50,000 for level 1, 2 lakh for level 2, 2 lakh for surrogacy, 50,000 for ART banks. And in case of a rejection, no fee for resubmission. If you apply, if you are heard in the board, you will be heard, of course, you don't have to resubmit, but the fee once paid shall not be refunded. No fee for government-run institutions, and renewal of registration every 5 years not with the same fee, I suppose, because surrogacy now they have made it 1 lakh for renewal because 3 years have passed. And for ART also probably it will be the same, but surrogacy has to register every 3 years. And how do you start a level 1 clinic? This is the equipment which is required. Everyone knows about it. Centrifuge machine, ultrasound laminar, incubator, CO2 may or may not be required. But for level 1, yes, you need a basic incubator and semen wash processing facility. And the minimal physical requirements reception area, waiting room, consulting room. The infrastructure has to be complete, and a separate IUI room and a semen collection room. The laboratory services, yes, blood collection area, general purpose lab, either in-house or you can even have an outsourced lab. Required for clean area, IUI room, semen collection room, and sterile area for autoclaving and semen processing laboratory. ART banks will be responsible for screening, collection, and registration of semen donor and cryopreservation of sperms and oocytes. And ART banks may operate as semen banks or oocyte banks or both. ART banks will maintain the records data of all donors and will regularly update the national registry. I think the national registry is still not in place, but yes, we are maintaining our data. The day the national registry is in place and they ask for it, we will definitely transfer the data at that moment itself. How to do IUI with donor gametes? This is a question which comes very often, especially for sperm donors. And basically for sperm donors, I always tell the centers that if you are a level 1 center, please don't store the semen with you. You can buy the semen for that patient. Once the treatment has begun, you can order and place it in your center, but don't store it for months as for the sake of, for the purpose of selling the sample. So whenever the patient is registered with you, only then send it to the ART bank for that particular patient, because that sample is to be used for one particular patient, which you cannot interchange. So the documents have to match. Say my center needs a semen donor. I send the details of the patient with the photograph and the Aadhaar card of the couple to the ART bank, and the ART bank will issue the sample specifically for that patient. So we have to be very careful with this documentation so that there is no mix-up. And the ART clinic will send a request on a letterhead to the bank for releasing the donor sperm or oocyte donors registered under the bank. One donor to be allocated for a particular, as I already said. And for oocyte donor, the patient must buy an insurance for the donor, health and preferably life also. Not all centers are buying life insurance, but it is always safer to buy a life insurance for the donor. It's not very expensive, about 700 rupees premium for 1 year. And if the donor is willing to continue the insurance, we can hand over to her and she can continue paying for herself. The affidavits of consent legally notarized. ART clinic gives details of patients to the bank. Bank will send the sperm sample or donor with the reference number, registration number, profile, mast, Aadhaar number, and declaration of single donation to the ART clinic. The invoice is preferably raised in the name of the patient and not the clinic. Why I have put these two stars here? It is nowhere written in the law, but this is what through our experience we have understood, that if we raise the invoice in the name of the patient, it is better, it is safer for the clinic, because the patient is the one who needs the donor. So it's better the patient pays to the ART bank, so the clinic remains out of any legal issues arising out of any dispute between the ART bank and the patient. So that is just a safer way, but there are clinics who want the invoice in their name, but it's always safer to have a direct transaction for donor, not for the donor as such, but for the documentation, for the insurance, for the registration and the investigations between the patient and the bank. And how to do IUI with donor sperms? When the patient conceives, it is the responsibility of the ART clinic to discard the remaining samples of the same donor or return it to the bank. If there is a requirement for the same donor sample for the allocated patient, the ART clinic has to book the samples with the bank in advance. Sometimes the same donor may not be traceable, but yes, generally we have a data and we can call the donor again for the same patient. Under no circumstances can the clinic store bulk semen samples of donor. Other duties of the ART clinic: all unused gametes will be preserved to be used for the same recipient couple, ensure controlled ovarian stimulation in order to prevent OHSS, and shall maintain a grievance cell in respect of matters relating to clinic and manner of making a complaint before such grievance cell. Maintain consents records, detail investigation findings for 10 years until from the time of the completed treatment, and 25 years for surrogacy. shall allow inspection of their place, equipment, and records by National AA Board or the State AA Board. Such inspection may take place without any notice, and the AA Board shall ensure that the procedure does not place any risk to the gamete stored in the facility. So an inspection team going to a center cannot tell a center to open the liquid nitrogen can and show the straws or the sperm samples, because they will damage the cells. Level 2 ART clinics, infrastructure the same as in Level 1, in addition to routine requirements, semen processing laboratory, operation theatre, IVF culture laboratory, semen collection room, counseling room with privacy, and storage room separately for cryopreservation of gametes, and the rest AHU and all, which is all included like in any other operative infrastructure. Level 2 staff requirement, at least one gynecologist. As I said, PG in gynecology obstetrics, performed 50 ovum pickups, 3 years of work experience in ART clinic, or PG in gynecology with super specialist doctorate fellowship, and again 3 years of experience in ART clinic. At least one embryologist, PG in clinical embryology with 3 years of human ART laboratory experience in handling human gametes and embryos, or PhD holder with 1 year of human ART experience in handling gametes and embryos, or medical graduate, MBBS or veterinary graduate with PG in clinical embryology, in addition to the experience in the ART laboratory, or PG in life sciences, biotechnology with at least 1 year on-site full-time clinical embryology program and 4 years experience in a registered level 2 ART clinic. Counselor, at least one. Graduate in psychology, clinical psychology, nursing, or life sciences. Anesthetist, at least one. PG in anesthesia. Andrologist, again, is not mandatory. Andrologist can be on call. And he should be a master of chirurgy or diploma in National Board in surgery, special training in diagnosing and treating male infertility. And director also, again, is not mandatory, but should hold a PG degree in medical life sciences, management sciences from a recognized university or institute. The equipment, as I said, air handling unit, laminar flow bench, thermostatically controlled with an IVF grade stereo zoom microscope with CCD camera and recording software, trinocular microscope, inverted microscope, CO2 incubators, laboratory centrifuge, cryo cans, pharmaceutical refrigerator. All this is very important. Ultrasound machine. And for surrogacy clinics, registered surrogacy clinic can do procedures related to surrogacy only when registered, and patients with medical conditions can avail surrogacy. Those are patients with recurrent pregnancy losses or recurrent implantation failure, Asherman syndrome, Mullerian agenesis, medical condition which is life-threatening to carry a pregnancy to term, and only after getting approvals from AA board. So surrogate should be willing women and no financial remuneration allowed. Although loss of wages and nutrition can be compensated. It is mentioned somewhere in the law, but yes, this is a very gray area. No surrogate, we all know, will come for free, but yes, it can be covered under loss of wages. The intending couple will buy a health and life insurance for 3 years. OCI, NRI can avail surrogacy only after approval from Ministry of Home Affairs and FRRO. Foreign national single males or unmarried females, live-in couples, and intending couple with a normal living child are not allowed. This is very strict law and we should not even deviate from it. Remember that the punishment is very harsh. So what do we understand from this surrogacy? Is it simplified or complicated? What I feel that yes, it is complicated, but simplified for us. Complicated, why? Because there are so many steps involved, and we have worked a lot in Chandigarh and Punjab on it to set the SOPs, which are now in place, and it's a smooth sailing, but yes, it is a time-consuming procedure. So certificate of medical indication is required from the district board. That is the first step. Then after that, the next step is that once the medical indication board from the board is received the certificate, then the surrogate's mother fitness starts, the medical, psychological, and gynecological fitness. So the recruitment of the surrogate happens between this. Once the medical indication certificate is with the patient, that's when the surrogate, they either bring their own or they managed through an agency, which are still working. We miss ART banks are not allowed now. Any ART bank cannot provide surrogates, but there are illegally agencies working on it. And consent of surrogate mother and parentage relinquishment by her before the procedure, and affidavit of parental custody of the unborn child by the intending couple, and purchase of insurance for 36 months in favor of surrogate mother, agreement of surrogacy, all this in front of the judicial magistrate has to be taken care of. And this all the legal team handles. It is beyond our control. We doctors cannot do it. The patient themselves alone at their own level cannot do it. Here where the legal team comes in and they take care of all these steps after the medical fitness is attained for the surrogate. And certificate of eligibility of intending couple and surrogate by AA board. So once the documents, the certificate of medical indication, the fitness, the parentage relinquishment and parental custody, and the insurance is given to the judicial magistrate. When all these papers are ready, then the couple approaches the AA board, and then the AA board gives a date for an interview of the surrogate and the couple. So the surrogate, her husband, the intending couple, 4 of them appear in front of a team of almost 12 people in Chandigarh. And they are interviewed with questions like why the surrogate is willing to do surrogacy and what is that the benefit she's going to get out of it. And then the interview is it's the most difficult part actually. So there should not be any flaw here. That is the last step. And once the AA board is satisfied, only then the final certificate is issued and she can go for an embryo transfer. So basically, the take-home message here is do not fear the law, but follow it to the T, read it again and again. Do not start an ART clinic without approval. Third-party reproduction only through the legal channel, and team up with your fellow colleagues and try to be in a group practice, be a support to each other, which is very important in today's era. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nilmal. You have made it so simplified and everybody is so much horrified with new laws. Just very nice take-home message that we have to follow the law and understand the law and nothing will happen. Thank you so much. Over to the chairpersons and the experts for the comment and discussion.
So Vineet Nagpal, please. Your expert comments.
I think Dr. Nirmal and myself, we have worked really hard for streamlining the ART law in Punjab. She was always, we were like shoulder to shoulder, we have worked. And proudly, we always say that Punjab was one of the very few first 5 states which initiated this law. So I think beautifully explained, beautifully penned, and read it again and again and again and again. I don't know, me and Nirmal have read it like how many times we have read it, and you have to read it and read it to really
And
to know
every
it,
time
because
there is
there are
something
many things that in between the lines that we
Yes.
have to really push hard. And we are lucky that the things have started sailing now, but still we have many hurdles ahead. And it is actually not the new and renowned, the renowned clinics. They are definitely, I always say it again and again at every platform, that the laws are not for the big shots, because the big IVF institutes, they are following all the protocols, all the things that are set up. It is only for the that we have now ART clinics and level 2 clinics mushrooming up here and there in every nook and corner of at least Punjab, I can say. And we have to be very, very, just like PNDT, we have to be very strict with this law also, so that we avoid the, uh, you know, what should I say? They're all our
Penalties.
colleagues. I just cannot use that names or like the things also, because I am always a very, the pro colleague person. Like people who know me know it very well. Said once you're following the law, then I'm like, we are all with you. But if you're not, then definitely under very these circumstances, definitely the law has to take its course, because and I think very wonderfully penned, Dr. Nirmal. And the more we see it again, the more the things get clearer. Like the invoice thing, I really thought like that this is one thing which was like new to me, because like now I am on the other side now. So definitely the invoice should be generated in the name of the this thing. I think that's it from my side. Any more questions? I think me and Nirmal, we can take from the audience.
I think I'll ask a question. Every
Yeah.
now and then in the newspapers, we see women who are 60 years, 65 years becoming a mother. Is this true now after this ART law? Like the
No.
age group and the limit of
Yes.
the
No,
age?
no,
no.
I will.
Where is it coming from? These newspaper clips, where are they coming from?
No. Now it is not possible. I'll narrate one incident which happened in Punjab. You must have heard of the singer Sidhu Moosewala, who was killed, who was
Correct.
murdered,
Correct.
and his
And
mother
we were
want.
all in the soup regarding that
Yeah,
case.
yes.
Yeah,
We had
yeah,
to answer questions to the
yeah,
CM.
yeah.
So what happened then that the question, because she delivered in Bathinda and it was in the news, and she was 57. So it reached directly to the center. And the question was that how can a 58-year-old deliver? And that means she's undergone IVF, and find out which center she has undergone IVF.
Yeah.
So when his Sidhu Moosewala's father was questioned, he created a big ruckus here in the state. He blamed the CM, and a lot of things happened. And he sort of took a political angle to it. And then we had to answer on the media, TV. I was the one called, and I said I will not comment. I will not come on the screen, but you can ask me questions. I will give my voice. I will tell you what had happened. And she had delivered somewhere out of India. Sorry, conceived out of India. She
Yeah.
had taken IVF, probably in England. So I said, no Indian center has done the case. So that is why the CM also was saved from that, because he had to answer the question कि पंजाब स्टेट में ऐसे कैसे हो रहा है. And but yes, that delivery happened. That is why the question came up.
पर अब
And
possible नहीं है ना शकुंतला.
it is not possible. And one incident I want to narrate here. There was a case. It's very interesting. We had a donor request from a reputed corporate sector, and we gave the donor to that center. And the Aadhaar that came to us, it happens at times when you're working so much, the staff is handling, they're turning the pages, and they just read the details given on the piece of paper, and they did not sort of correlate it with the Aadhaar. It was, for example, according to the details on the sheet, the male was 49 years old, and when we checked the Aadhaar, he was 59. So 49 पे डोनर तो दे दी, पिकअप भी हो गया, everything happened. When they were about to do the embryo transfer, the doctor happened to notice that the Aadhaar had, according to the Aadhaar, he was 59.
ओवरलुक
So
हो गया ना.
so yes, the law here is, it is a problem. So they called us immediately, and we checked the papers. We said, yes, it is a flaw, but on the sheet that we got from your hospital with the details, there it is 49. So maybe that Aadhaar was not verified
क्रॉस
properly.
चेक.
After that, we have become very careful. वो एक केस के बाद तो हम बिल्कुल ही डर गए अब. So then it became a case where we called the patient and we said, why did you fill the wrong sheet? Because it was filled by the patient and he had deliberately done it. And then he asked for a refund. We said, we will not. They said they will not do the transfer. And then we had to sort it out. So after that, I hired 2 more people to just verify the Aadhars, because it is very difficult to manage all this. And yes, about the age, what you are asking, that there are cases where before the law, the embryos were created, and the patient could not avail either surrogacy or could not avail her ART treatment. The embryo transfer was not done. So, in special cases, you can take permission from the court, say 1 or 2 years if it is above you have crossed that age, and the
So
court
there
is
are
taking
cases which are, in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, there are plenty of cases which are, running for this, like more than 50 years for females. And they have, like, I think some of them have won also. Dr.
Yes.
Nirmal, if I am correct
Yes,
me.
yes. They have
Yes.
won, the ones who
So,
have
yeah. So,
started before
but
the
they
law.
are doing it at a very personal level and to specific courts, and it is more in Tamil, in the southern states right now,
Yes,
in
yes.
Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
My one question
Two
is
of
this.
my surrogacy cases in Chandigarh also are now fighting this because their embryos were frozen before the law came in, and
Yes,
we
and that
did
has
not do
become
the
very
embryo
clear.
transfer. We did
Recently,
not do the
Dr.
embryo
Nirmal will
transfer.
tell that once your embryos are frozen before this
Law came in.
2021,
Yeah.
when the law
21.
became, implemented, that surrogacy can be done.
Not without the permission, but
It is with the permission of the, of
yeah.
course, the appropriate authority.
Special
It is
permission.
with the permission of the
No,
appropriate
from the
authority,
court,
but
from the court, Dr. Vineet. First from the
Okay.
court and then to the appropriate authority. Only authority cannot.
I
My
think
question is
recently
कि
I
do you
read,
take
I don't know, Dr. Jindal had, अच्छा कोर्ट से परमिशन फिर भी लेना है, okay.
do you take Aadhaar card as legal age verification or secondary
Very,
school
very,
board
very good
certificate?
question. Very good question. It
Because
is.
Not
in all our, as far as sexual assault cases which we deal, we don't take Aadhaar card, and we try to get the senior school certificate of the patient or the,
yes,
I
we
mean,
do
girl.
that too. Aadhaar and a matriculation
Because
certificate. Yes.
Aadhaar is so. What do you say? What is your opinion about that?
But
That
It's a
actually, in
scam.
ART, Aadhaar has been given very much importance. But definitely, we know that there are many people roaming around here and there with 2 or 3 Aadhaar cards.
yeah.
It's
So
a
how can
scam. It's
we
a scam.
say? Means
It is.
what
And a very,
exactly?
very valid question. I think
Huh.
Dr. Nirmal, we can put it on the national platform.
We are taking additional, especially
Yes.
the ones who have a passport. We are taking a passport copy, and
Okay.
Aadhaar and driving license. This
Because
is what we
definitely
prefer.
for
Yes, we
that
are
sexual
taking
assault
But
two.
cases,
driving
we
license में भी
outrightly
आधार से ही एंटर होता है कई बार.
नहीं मैम, पर सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट केसेस में आधार को हम कभी भी प्रेफरेंस नहीं देते.
नहीं मानते. We
So
go in them for
matriculation
age
certificate
determination.
or the age estimation by the radiologist and dental surgeon. So she's very right, Dr. Sangeeta, very right.
So one
This
more
is
thing is
really a
there.
gray area.
Yeah. From all the experts, one more question. Is there any age, is there any number limit for egg donation and sperm donation?
Yes.
Maximum, how many
Only
times
once.
does sperm donor?
Only once in your
Once in a
lifetime.
lifetime.
Egg donor once?
Yes, sperm donor
Yes.
also
Sperm
once.
donor
Once in
also
a lifetime.
once in a lifetime.
Okay.
And not more than 7
7
oocytes, if I'm
oocytes.
correct.
No,
at
no,
one
that
time.
that is that.
But that is
That
there.
has
It is
changed.
actually it is still written in the law. So
No, it's written, but it's
But practically
there
that is
was
not
a
possible.
You
notification.
practically
can't
it is
waste
not possible,
somebody's
but
oocytes.
like it is there in the law, written in the law.
But there was a notification later where it said that you can retrieve all, you should retrieve all, and 7 वाला clause अब नहीं, हम तो अगर 12 मिल रहे
नहीं,
हैं
पर
तो
वो
12
क्या
लेते हैं.
amendments में आ गया है. It is notified in the
गया.
amendments. That has to be very sure.
No, there was a separate amendment letter.
For
So,
Punjab?
are there any
But
legal
that thing will be
implications?
put in, when the amendments of this law, because they are going to come. When PNDT came, so many years later, amendments used to come. So they should be actually notified in the amendments,
Notified,
this
yes.
thing. Yeah.
Now, are there any legal implications to it? I mean,
No.
if suppose the person has donated more than once,
Oh, yes.
More than
what are
one.
the legal, what are the
There are
legalities of it?
Plenty.
Okay.
Plenty.
We have
And
Recently,
one
I
donor
had to
for
give-
one commissioning, as like she said, only one donor for that particular commissioning couple.
okay. All right.
Recently, I gave report for some center for IVF. Like they said that the doctors have done negligence and all that. That happens usually when they are having a failure. So there was no negligence on the doctor's part. They had maintained all the record, everything. no complications, the patient
There
pays.
was one case
So
against
only
like,
when there is a failure, the chances of litigation is high.
Yes.
That's what I have seen.
Hmm. I won one case, like they have put me against me for IVF failure. That time I was working at IV and I have fought for the case and I won that case. There is no,
That's
Share.
really good.
yes.
Please
Very
share.
nice.
That is available on website, ma'am. You
Even I had fun from on the NRI cell, again, fail for failure. And in addition to failure, she had written that madam has used my husband's sperms for someone else. So basically, failure is okay. That is understood. Nobody can question that, right? But using the sperms, what I did when her father, she was from England, and when her father-in-law came with his lawyers to the NRI cell, I had the whole file with the documents, how many vials frozen, and I took those vials with me. Of course, they didn't want a frozen sample, so I said, I gave it to them. I said, you can, I gave it to the lawyer. I said, please get the DNA done. Two vials were balanced with me. It's written here, these are the two vials. If you find that the DNA doesn't match, you can sue me, otherwise, you cannot sue me.
So,
And that is where the case closed because they knew that they couldn't do it. They just wanted the money back
Yeah, it's
because it was a
basically the
failure,
money.
so they wanted
Because
all the money.
failure, they think कि चलो पैसे तो वापस आ जाए और
Yes.
failure
कुछ तो
में भी
मिला
मैम
नहीं.
उनको सिर्फ ऐसा चाहिए होता है. What in
हाँ.
my case, she was just complaining of pain in lower abdomen कि मेरा मेरा पेन नहीं हट रहा, मेरा पिकअप हो गया. मतलब उसके बाद भी she was 2 years post IVF. नहीं मैम मेरा पेन नहीं हट रहा, मेरा पेन नहीं जा रहा, मेरा पेन नहीं जा रहा. And she was nothing. Ortho consultation, everything was taken. At last she was crying in front of the judge a lot. And
Melodrama.
okay, yeah, seriously it is a drama. Then at last he has given the no, there is no negligence. That is for just to, वो कहती मुझे सिर्फ 50,000 रुपए दिलवा दो. मैंने कहा मैं क्यों दूं 50,000. मैंने लिया तो तुमसे 1.5 लाख है, मैं 50, चलो लिया 1.5 लाख, उसमें खर्चा भी हुआ है, सब कुछ हुआ है, मैं क्यों दूं 50,000 कि नहीं मेरा 50 से काम चल जाएगा. मैंने कहा,
कितने साल चला आपका केस? कितने साल चला?
2 साल.
1 year. अच्छा 2
नहीं
2
years.
साल का मेंटल ट्रॉमा तो रहा ना आपको?
हम्म.
एक एगनी तो होती है ना.
मेंटल ट्रॉमा इंडेमनिटी है ना डॉक्टर गुदला, किस लिए कराई है इंडेमनिटी, है ना? तो एडवोकेट को दे दिया, ये दे फाइट, ऐसे तो चलता ही रहेगा.
Acha, my one simple question is that you have said as an eligibility that if you have not done 50 pickups, but if you have worked for 3 years in a registered IVF center, means it's not a DNB course, simply like in my hospital, I worked as head of the department and I had set up the whole IVF unit and I was working with the IVF department, but of course, not directly doing the oocytes. So am I eligible or I'm not eligible?
You
No,
have to take an experience of 50
you
pickups.
have to
Yeah,
maintain your
pickups.
logbook for 50 pickups.
So you said
नहीं,
that
logbook
DNB
ना भी हो,
candidate is
even
not
if you
supposed to
even
हाँ,
if
even
no no
फिर
no
हाँ
logbook
जी,
होना जरूरी नहीं है. अगर सर्टिफिकेट भी मिल जाए that you
हाँ
have done,
सर्टिफिकेट भी मिल जाएगा.
that is enough.
हाँ,
Okay, so that
Or you should
certificate
be
is
a fellow in reproductive
नहीं
medicine.
पर
Fellowship.
डॉक्टर निमल इसमें एक और क्लॉ भी आता है. अगर हम सर्टिफिकेट है तो कई बार जो न्यूली फ्रेश है वो उनसे तुम्हारी
उनसे
पीएनडीटी
logbook
डाटा भी
मांगते हैं.
मांगते हैं, लॉगबुक भी मांगते हैं, पीएनडीटी डाटा भी मांगते हैं कि
हाँ
आप
हाँ.
पीएनडीटी के अंदर रजिस्टर्ड हो बिकॉज यू हैव यूज्ड द अल्ट्रासाउंड
नहीं
मशीन.
नहीं, पीएनडीटी रजिस्टर तो अलग बात होगी ना, वो तो जरूरी है, उसके बिना
हाँ
तो नहीं होगा.
नहीं
That
नहीं,
is
क्योंकि मैंने ना अभी रिसेंटली एक फेलोशिप के लिए मेरे पास एक गायनेकोलॉजी, शी वाज रनिंग हर प्रैक्टिस इन हरियाणा. शी वांट्स टू फेलो विद मी फॉर आईवीएफ ट्रेनिंग एंड शी वांट्स कि जैसे 2 साल से अपने पेशेंट्स को लेके मेरे पास आ रही थी एज एन ऑब्जर्वर, बट शी वांट्स कि मुझे अब हैंड्स ऑन करा दो आप 1 साल के लिए. आई हैव गिवन परमिशन टू पीएनडीटी टीम. तो जो हमारे यहाँ पंजाब की जो पीएनडीटी टीम है, तो उन्होंने फिर मुझे मना कर दिया था, कहते हम नहीं दे पाएंगे क्योंकि शी वाज रजिस्टर्ड एट हरियाणा के, या तो उसको वहां से उसका कैंसिल कराना पड़ेगा, फिर देन ओनली शील, बट शी कांट कम एज अ विजिटिंग फॉर आईवीएफ पिकअप्स एंड ट्रांसफर्स. पता नहीं उन्होंने तो मुझे मना कर दिया अभी.
You have to
अब
be
आई डोंट नो,
registered
मतलब
at the
मुझे,
place you are working.
हाँ तो वो
Definitely, that
इन्होंने
is the
मना
law
कर
of the
दिया
land.
था,
Yeah.
तो फिर मैं उसको नहीं दे पाई हूँ अभी.
What
राइट.
about transport of gametes?
नो, विदाउट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फैमिली एंड हेल्थ वेलफेयर नॉट पॉसिबल.
No,
You have
but
to
suppose
take
somebody wants to
yes.
have transport of gamete
हाँ
from one IVF center to
हाँ.
another IVF center.
Recently I
from
have
the
transferred.
center.
Permission from
हाँ,
the national.
permission
From the
from the
center.
Ministry of
Permission from
Health.
the national
हाँ,
board.
परमिशन से तो बाहर भी ले जा सकते हैं, आई थिंक.
बाहर भी लेके जा सकते हैं.
हाँ
रिसेंटली आई हैव गॉट वन केस लाइक
हाँ,
आई
परमिशन
हैव
से बाहर भी ले
ट्रांसफर्ड.
जा सकते
हाँ, लाइक हमारे मतलब मोहाली के अंदर ही 40 हॉस्पिटल से मेरे हॉस्पिटल में ट्रांसफर होने थे एम्ब्रियोस, तो वो भी इट टुक अराउंड 2 to 3 months थ्रू मिनिस्ट्री
थ्रू
ऑफ
नेशनल बोर्ड, हाँ, थ्रू नेशनल बोर्ड.
Yes.
Acha, it has to go to national board.
यस यस
Yes.
यस, वहां से परमिशन
and
आती
both
है
the
Not
स्टेट
from
centers
आती है,
will give
state board से
certificate
हाँ,
for
फिर उसके बाद टीम जाती है वहां से लेने, फिर देन ट्रांसफर होते हैं एम्ब्रियोस.
What plea you have to give that we want to transfer? What
Yeah, we
plea?
have to hire, like I have hired through one advocate. We have the couple has given her payment to advocate. Advocate has put up a application to the
नहीं
ministry.
नहीं हम
Hey,
क्या
the
plea
plea is
use
that
कि
they
why do
don't
we
wa-
want transfer?
because one center they are not satisfied, but they want to go shift to the another center,
They shift
and the
the
embryos are
okay.
lying. So
The
yes,
Okay.
doctor treating doctor, they want to change.
Yeah.
So that can be the plea and you can
yes,
ask for it.
Yeah.
yes.
And who can transport this gamete abroad? मतलब जैसे आप कह रहे हैं ना कि बाहर
अब्रॉड का भी चल रहा है, आई डोंट नो, मुझे
नहीं
भी
नहीं, परमिशन से हो
ट्रांसपोर्ट
रहा है,
कौन करता है?
परमिशन से हो रहा है.
परमिशन से हो रहा है. रिसेंटली आई
हाँ.
गॉट वन कपल, दे वांट, लाइक हस्बैंड इज देयर बट दे वांट देयर स्पर्म्स फ्रॉम, लाइक फ्रॉम यूएस टू इंडिया, बट आई थिंक दैट इज गोइंग टू टेक again 3 to 6 months. I don't know. I'm going to process this case, but I don't know the legal implications, like
So
how.
there is a question from Dr. Geetu Mahajan कि do you need any certificate for IUI?
No, just
No.
semen preparation techniques का
And
experience.
MD gynae.
MD gynae, that's it.
Okay, but you need to pay a fee of 50,000 to the
Yes.
government,
Yes.
right?
No,
That
if
is
you're
level
government
50.
institute, then no.
No, that's okay. But private clinic,
Huh.
you need to pay level
50,000,
level
yes.
1, right?
And you
Yes,
need to have a good semen collection room and all those equipment they have mentioned, no, in the this
Right.
thing.
Right.
My another question is that you said that a single woman has to be divorced and widowed, but a single man,
No.
whether he is divorced or widow, he is
Not
not
allowed.
allowed to.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Not
It's
allowed.
allowed under the law, not
As
allowed.
of now, not
Single
allowed.
woman is allowed.
Woman is allowed if
he
she is
has to
divorced and
marry.
this,
He
Not
has to
allowed.
marry.
She has to be
हाँ.
married.
No, but
But
some
single
very
man.
She has
celebrity
to marry,
men.
then take a divorce, then she can.
No. But some film celebrity men have children. They
That was before
That
the
is
law.
before the law.
That
Before
was
the law.
not before the law, not after the law.
Before the law.
And this is why the law came in after that.
Okay.
And
I
lot
mean,
of
you
medical
really, Dr.
tourism also
Nirmal,
was the
हाँ.
reason.
made it
Amendments
so
are going
simple
to be
today.
there and they are going to be very soon.
Dr. Nirmal, you made the law so simple today कि questions are there. Otherwise, सब हर बार तो काफी चीजें सिर के ऊपर से ही निकल जाती थी. So
Dr.
we could
Nirmal did
understand
this
it.
for the conference also. We had a ISAR and medical college conference. She was the opening batsman for the conference.
So this is
Batswoman.
really, you have really made it very good and
Oh.
for us to understand.
Ma'am, one more question. Like, suppose something happens to the surrogate. Suppose she is critically ill and God forbid she is suffering from some disease which she did not disclose during her interrogation, like when she was being picked up as a surrogate, and she is found to have some bad illness, or God forbid she dies. Then what does the law say?
See, first thing I will try to explain here in Chandigarh what is happening. Dr. Bharti Joshi is also here. She'll let you know that the surrogate is examined thoroughly.
Correct.
Thoroughly means thoroughly. मतलब जो टेस्ट हम
Thoroughly
कभी
fine.
बाहर कराते भी नहीं है. The PGI authorities and the doctors in PGI, they make us do those tests. Urine toxicology भी कराओ, क्या drugs ले रही है, नहीं ले रही है. So all that is taken care of. Eco चाहिए, ECG चाहिए, everything is taken care of. But yes, God forbid if something happens to her. So this is where the insurance comes in, the life and the health insurance of 3 years that we are taking. So far we are grateful that it has not happened, and we hope that it will not happen in future. But yes, be prepared any worst scenario. But money plays the game here. The insurance family would be happy to take an amount of 10-15 lakhs if a good insurance is there.
One more artificial situation I'm creating. Here is a 32-weeker surrogate who has a roadside accident. And suppose we are resuscitating her, and because just now we've had a Mission Knee program wherein we are going to save every mother and child. Now, suppose the resuscitation fails and we do a antepartum C-section. So are there any specific laws?
No.
during this time? Like there is no such thing as we can't do antepartum C-section or something like that?
No, there's nothing in law as such, but yes, individual
This is for
cases with the time.
every
But
kind
it
of
will be like
scenario
for
for
any
every pregnant
patient,
female.
like for any
Ah.
patient.
For any pregnant
Oh,
female.
then the
whatever.
surrogate becomes just like any other mother.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. She's a maternal lady, was
All right.
mother.
No, I'm asking any medico-legal implications because this is a medico-legal class, madam.
No, I don't think so. And individual cases, of course, it will always be in the interest of the patient and the surrogate mother.
Okay.
And the surrogate can, withdraw her consent at any point.
Anytime, yeah.
You have to be very, very, she can withdraw her consent at any time. You should be ready for that.
And suppose she withdraws midway, like she's
You
Nothing,
can't do
nothing can be
anything.
done. Nothing can be
then
done.
whose baby is it then?
No. That baby
the
she
baby
cannot.
is the
Of the
both
intending
biological
couple.
baby rahega. They are the parents. That will be the biological parents.
She cannot claim the
because
child.
she has already given the certificate for relinquishment of her rights to the
child.
unborn baby.
नहीं उसने withdraw कर लिया तो उसका implication क्या है?
When they withdraw before the transfer. She can't withdraw after the
Okay,
transfer. She can anytime withdraw before the embryo transfer.
Right. All right.
That is her
And she
right.
can even opt for an abortion if she wants. Nobody
Yes,
can stop
nobody
her.
can stop
Yes.
What about this oocyte preservation of unmarried girls?
That is
It is quite common now.
So that is
that is
what
allowed.
legally,
sort of
yes,
consent
yes,
is
yes.
taken in
Yeah,
that?
yeah. It is legally applicable.
Okay.
Easy money.
Now,
No, actually, professional, they want to pursue
Ah.
profession most of the time. That is the reason.
so
And if we are done, I have to go to a marriage to Ambala. Can I
Yeah.
leave?
Even I have
Yeah,
appointments at 6 o'clock.
Even I have to
That's
go.
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
it is
See,
such a nice
Actually,
we are
timing was
done
changed.
with
Oh, my friends are
and
waiting.
sorry for joining late. I think I missed just the initial part. You just started, I think, Dr. Nirmal.
But thank you, Dr. Vidit. You have
I
joined.
think we had a nice
Ah.
discussion.
And Dr.
I missed the initial
Dr.
part. Sorry for
Nirmal.
that.
Neni, I would like to thank you to whole my team, Dr. Nirmal, Dr. Navneet ma'am, Dr. Vineet, Dr. Bhati has joined, but I think she's not speaking anything. And to all our mentors, Dr. Shakuntala ma'am, Dr. Sangeeta Gupta ma'am, Dr. Ragini, and Dr. Shanta Chan ma'am. Thank you.
It
Thanks
was
a lot.
very nice
And
interacting. Very
yeah,
nice.
it is
Shakuntala?
very interactive session. Yeah.
So I'll just
Shakuntala,
wind
can
up.
you give a vote of thanks with wind up?
Yeah. So my sincere thank to the whole of the Punjab team under your leadership, Dr. Rami Singla. You've been absolutely fantastic in taking up this initiative. And we want our Kanoon Ki Pathshala to be so popular and so much ingrained into our medical practitioners' knowledge because obstetrics, gynecology, and ART, once we know the laws, we will be able to practice safely. Now, as per the a little concluding remarks, as per the whole presentation today, all centers have to register irrespective of the level. That is the take home message. There has been a very strict restriction on the age bar, and beyond 50 years in women and beyond 55 years in men, there are very strict laws, and nobody can go for surrogacy and donors. A doctor can run an ART bank, but as a separate entity. And finally, for everything and anything that happens under the ambit of ART, there are very strict laws which have to be followed diligently. And at all the levels, we must make sure that we have all the documentation kept very, very properly. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining today. And on behalf of NIGF, I sincerely thank Dr. Shardajan Madam for giving us this platform wherein we are able to conglomerate and discuss our views and opinions. Thank you very much.
One last question I forgot to ask with the permission of the chair. What
Yes.
are the laws, different laws, Dr. Basin from UK, USA? How do we differ from them in nutshell?
So in a nutshell, basically UK and India are hand in hand almost.
Okay.
There, but the only problem with UK is that because they come under the NHS scheme, the waiting period is very long.
Okay.
And in America, donors can donate more than once with a gap. Oocyte donors in US, they are allowed to donate more than once.
Hmm.
And in some countries, own donation is not allowed at all. And in Italy, I recently got to know that they cannot discard embryos, whatever the outcome, they have to keep storing them, even if the patient doesn't want them. So every country has their own different
So
laws.
they are doing the parties. All the IVF children are doing parties, and the siblings. So are in which in UK, I suppose the identity of donor is uh, mm, cleared. Means it is in open, so that they say
Yes,
this is
yes, there it is open.
like in India. Your identity of the donor is not open, and you cannot say that this person is my
Yes,
sibling.
yes,
But in
yes,
UK, they have parties, they have
yes,
get-togethers as a
yes, yes.
family,
Very
and
even in
their
US.
identity of donor is
I think
open.
we are also heading towards that. From
Okay,
anonymity, we have come to confidentiality.
Come to
I think after
confidence,
the
yeah.
few years, it will become open, I feel.
okay. So from anonymity to confidentiality, what does this difference means?
Anonymous earlier was that you could never ever disclose to anybody. So now confidentiality, it has become that say I need a donor. I can bring my own donor. Earlier it was not allowed. Known donor were not allowed. So
Okay,
I can bring
okay,
my own donor, but through an ART bank, I have to register
Bank.
that donor in an ART bank in the same way like any donor would be registered, and then confidentiality maintained in the sense that okay, I will not tell people, I will not tell everyone that she is my donor, but I can know my donor. And again, for sperm donors, there in the consent it was mentioned that not to disclose the identity of the sperm donor, but in bracket now it is written wherever applicable. So that question comes very often. अरे sperm donor तो बता नहीं सकते हैं, कैसे कोई ला रहा है अपना donor? Then I always tell them, see the bracket. It is written wherever applicable. So there are very
okay,
small things, the points, that gray area. Yeah, maybe it's more of that they have kept it open that in case there is a change, you can, interpret it in your way and do it to make it simpler to some extent. So people are getting their own sperm donors, they are getting their own oocyte donors, which was not possible earlier.
okay, okay. That's really
One thing more that differs in, with in each country is the number of embryos to be transferred.
Yeah.
So that is also a variable thing in different scenarios.
In
Am I
India,
right?
3 embryos
In
transfer
India,
is
it's
allowed, no?
3. In India, it is 3,
3
not more
is
than
In
3.
India,
allowed,
it
Yeah.
is 3, but there are the countries differ in the number of embryos to be transferred.
Single embryo transfers are encouraged in many countries.
Yes.
Single embryo transfer, yeah.
Even if you have 3 good embryos, still one embryo is
One
allowed to be
embryo,
transferred.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
thank
I
you.
think we
It
can
was a
move.
very nice and very clear discussion, made very things clear to us. And we hope such discussions and such experts will be available with us on this platform, because this makes a difference that from the particular state you all have worked together. So you all can shoulder one other's experiences and share the experiences with her. So with us. So this is a new thing which we have started, that we want to do it state-wise, but I see the number of participants is very less because this is our own platform. So I request you all to just promote it and just spread it in your particular groups, that such sort of discussion is to be held on such and such date, and it will be really useful. It's not only Punjab. If Punjab is sharing the platform today, they will only come. Other states should equally join with us so that the knowledge can be spread. It's such a beautiful, such a deep rooted knowledge should be shared by all.
Absolutely.
So anyways,
Absolutely.
thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
one more
Thank
concluding
you.
line from
Thank
me.
you.
Remy, you were
Yes,
saying
yes,
something.
please.
Bata.
Thank you, Punjab, and thank you, Dr. Shakuntala and
Support your
Dr.
colleagues. Support your colleagues. That is one thing I just want to say. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Right. Right.
डॉक्टर नागपाल NIGF का मोटो ही यही है, लव योर फ्रेटर्निटी.
Yes,
अभी हम
very
ट्राई
right.
सिटी में इसको फैला रहे हैं मैम.
हाँ.
We I think we all will know each other. We all will be there to help each other to share the knowledge. and to support each other. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks a
you,
lot.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Ragini.
It
Bye
was a
bye. Good
pleasure.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Wish
Thank
you
you,
a happy
Ragini ma'am.